When most parents think about generational wealth, they picture leaving behind a house or a hefty inheritance for their kids. But the reality is that most parents pass away when their kids are already in their 50s or 60s. And by then, an inheritance, while appreciated, might not have the transformative impact it could have had when they were in their 20s. So instead of waiting to pass down wealth, why not focus on setting your kids up for financial success early on? In this video, I'm going to share powerful tools and strategies that you can use to help your kids build wealth no matter your current income level and whether you will be leaving them an inheritance or not. Let's start by exploring how you can begin building your child's financial future right from the start. Even when they are babies, there are powerful accounts you can set up to ensure they are prepared for major life opportunities like education and buying their first home. These accounts are designed to give them a financial head start and set them up for success. The first accounts to consider are UGMA and UTMA custodial accounts. These are types of accounts that parents or guardians can set up in their child's name. The concept is simple. You transfer assets into these accounts and you manage those assets until your child reaches adulthood, typically 18 or 21 years, depending on your state. Once they reach that age, the assets become theirs to use however they wish. Both UGMA and UTMA accounts work in much the same way, but there is a key difference. UGMA accounts allow you to transfer financial assets like cash, stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. Ultima accounts are a bit more flexible as they also allow you to transfer other types of property like real estate or fine art. It's important to note that once you transfer assets into these accounts, they are considered an irrevocable gift to your child. That means that the assets legally belong to them and can't be taken back. However, as the parent or guardian, you act as the custodian of the account, making decisions about how the funds are invested and used until your child reaches the age of majority. The funds in these accounts can be used for anything that benefits your child, like paying for college, buying a first car, or even making a down payment on a home. The goal is to set them up for success as they enter adulthood. And the beauty of these accounts is that you don't need to contribute a large lump sum. Instead, you can contribute little by little monthly if possible over the course of their first 18 years. There are also some tax advantages to using UGMA and UTMA accounts. While the earnings on the investments are subject to taxes, they are generally taxed at your child's tax rate, which is typically lower than yours. But keep in mind that once the account transfers to them, they have full control over the funds and can use the money however they choose. That's why it's crucial to pair these accounts with financial education so your child is prepared to make wise decisions when they take control of the money. The next account is specifically designed to help you save for your child's education. A 529 plan is a special type of savings account that lets your money grow tax-free, and it can be used for a wide range of educational expenses like college tuition, fees, books, and even room and board. If you're planning to put your kid in a private school, you can also use the money up to a certain amount to pay for K-12 tuition as well. You can contribute as much as you want each year. There's no annual limit. Plus, some states offer tax benefits for contributing, which can make it even more attractive to put money into a 529 plan regularly. You, as the parent, control the account and decide how the money is invested. Most plans offer different investment options, and many have age-based portfolios that automatically adjust as your child gets closer to college, reducing the investment risk as they grow older. The best part is that you keep control of the account even after your child turns 18, giving you flexibility in how and when the funds are used. It's important to note that if you withdraw money from a 529 plan for something other than qualified education expenses, you will have to pay taxes on the earnings plus a 10% penalty. But if your child doesn't end up needing all the money for education, you can change the beneficiary to another family member without any penalties, or you can also roll over up to $35,000 to your child's Roth IRA. Another option for saving for education is the Coverdell ESA. Like the 529 plan, a Coverdell ESA allows your money to grow tax-free and can be used for a variety of educational expenses. However, with a Coverdell ESA, you can contribute up to $2,000 per year per child. While the contribution limit is lower than that of a 529 plan, this account offers greater flexibility in investment choices and can cover a broader range of expenses, including tutoring and special education services. That said, a 529 plan is often more recommended due to its higher contribution limits, state tax benefits, and the option to roll over unused funds into a Roth IRA. So far, we have covered the financial tools you can use to help give your kids a jump start on their financial journey, whether it's paying for their education so they never have to take out student loans, using the money in a custodial account to put down a significant amount on a mortgage, or funding any other goal they might have later in life. These strategies are all about setting them up for success. And if you have the financial means to save for their future, I highly encourage you to do it. But whether or not you can save for your kids, there is something even more powerful that you can give them, the best inheritance of all, and that is knowledge. Imagine a scenario where a young adult receives a large amount of money but hasn't been taught how to manage it. Without the right financial education, they might make impulsive decisions, spending the money on things that don't build their wealth, or even losing it through poor investments or unnecessary expenses. Before they know it, the money is gone and they're left with nothing. Now, contrast that with a situation where a young adult receives both money and a solid financial education. They understand how to budget, save, and invest wisely, and instead of spending impulsively, they use the money strategically. Maybe they invest it to grow their wealth further, or they save it to achieve specific life goals like buying a home or starting a business. This young adult doesn't just spend the money, they manage it, making decisions that are smart. Have you ever seen someone struggle despite inheriting wealth? It happens more often than you might think, and that's why it's essential to pair financial resources with the knowledge of how to use them effectively. Money alone can only take you so far. It's the wisdom to manage the money that makes the real difference. When you equip your kids with financial knowledge, you are giving them the tools to turn any amount of money, big or small, into lasting financial security and success. Now, honestly, I'm not a mother. I haven't tested my theory firsthand to see if it works or not, but I do plan to become a mom someday, and I have thought a lot about how I would introduce important financial concepts like saving, investing, avoiding debt, and understand the power of interest to my kids. While this video isn't a step-by-step guide on how to educate your kids about money, I want to share some tools and insights that could help you introduce your children to the financial world early on, setting the stage for smart money habits as they grow. Let's start with something simple, a savings account. Opening a savings account for your child is a great way to teach them the basics of saving money. Even from a young age, they can start to understand the concepts of setting money aside and watching it grow over time. You can make this a hands-on learning experience by encouraging them to deposit a portion of their allowance, birthday money, or any other funds they receive. Next, consider using a prepaid debit card with parental control. This too can be incredibly useful beneficial for older kids and teenagers who are ready to start learning about spending and budgeting. With a prepaid card, your child can begin to understand how to manage a limited amount of money, make spending decisions, and track their purchases. The parental controls allow you to monitor their spending, set limits, and even freeze the card if necessary. And this way, the kid can learn to make choices in a safe, controlled environment, giving them a taste of independence while still under your guidance. Finally, there's the custodial Roth IRA, which is a more advanced tool but incredibly powerful for teaching teenagers about investing and the benefits of starting early. If they have earned income, you can open a custodial Roth IRA in their name. This account allows them to contribute up to an annual limit, and the money grows tax-free. What's great about a Roth IRA is that it teaches your child the concept of long-term investing and the power of compound interest. And you can show them how their contribution, even by starting small, can grow significantly over time. The whole idea here is to instill habits, values, and a mindset that will serve your kids well throughout their lives. And I truly believe that giving them a head start, whether through savings, investments, or simply teaching them about money, will make a far greater impact on their financial journey than just giving them assets later on. But I would love to hear your thoughts. Would you rather leave them money later or equip them with the knowledge and tools to achieve financial freedom earlier in life? I hope this video was helpful. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye.